Man, what's up, guys? I just woke up trying to get out of here and get to the gym. Just threw on some clothes so I can go. But before I go, I wanted to do a video. All right, guys, this week we're still talking about manifestation, how to manifest the things that you want. So last week we talked about chanting, and this week we're going to talk about charting, how to chart to manifest the things that you want. Make sure you stay tuned, watch the video, hit the like button, leave a comment, and then of course share with others. All right, guys, here we go.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Alright, so what's up, guys? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is when you watch this video, just make it apply. Of course, like always, I'm praying that all of you guys are staying in positive energy. Make sure you stay in positive energy, have good and productive days, vibrate at high frequencies, and, of course, never letting anyone or yourself taking you out of that, positive space and putting you somewhere negative. Especially, I know I was talking to someone this week and I'm like, even every time when we look back and we think about every argument and every fight and stuff that we had, we should be able to look back and see how majority of that was nonsense and how we could have avoided it. You know what I'm saying? Majority of the time, it didn't produce anything. Yeah, you told somebody off and yeah, you were able to get that person off your back. But at the end of the day, sometimes it made a work situation even more uncomfortable. Sometimes it made a marriage even more tough. Sometimes it made a friendship even more of a threat of losing it, even though you took years to build it. And so it's like, at the end of the day, was it really worth it? And half of the time it's really not. So, honestly, that road of peace is a whole better road to take. And a road of peace is not saying that you're going to get ran over and stuff like that, because there's ways to tell people off without, of course, just getting out of that positive energy. And of course, nobody is perfect, so we're still going to have our moments where we do things that we regret later, or that we'll feel the side effects of it later. But that doesn't mean that we're a bad person or anything like that. So just above all things, just try to remain positive more than anything. Guys, if you need crystals or anything like that, you can go to my website. That's psfitness.net. And then, of course, if you're trying to reach me, you can reach me on Instagram. That's Rashad King 2017. All of you guys are welcome to follow me. I'm going to make it easy like I always do by putting a link in the description. All you have to do is click on that link and it'll take you straight to my page. All right, guys, so this week we are talking about charting. I actually just got up, which is a really good time for me. It's the perfect time for me to actually do a video on charting. Because I'm up, I'm actually doing my practice. So early in the morning is when I pray. I already got my candles and stuff lit. I got my incense going. So yeah, I'm downstairs. And then, what we're talking about today, I got my notebook. I always keep my notebook up here. To me, the morning is the best time to pray. I think all of you guys need to have a set time of when you do your spiritual practices, whether it's, praying, charting, whatever it is that you want to do for your spiritual practice. It's good to set that time to do it, every morning at the same time, or every evening, whatever it is that you want to do, so that you can kind of be consistent in what it is that you do. I naturally get up every morning, early in the morning, so it's like 3 something now. I'm always up by 3:30. I try to make it to the gym like by 4, no later than 4:30. So the first thing I do when I get up in the morning is I pray. I do my prayers, I do my candles, I do my crystals. my bay leaves and stuff like that. And so, make sure you do your spiritual practice. So, charting is just like it's just like chanting. It's just like we said last week, but the only difference is this time is you're writing everything down. So remember, all of these practices is really to align both the mind and the heart. So just keep that in mind. When we go through things, it's so easy for us to get discouraged and to get distracted because the mind and the heart is not working together as one. They're on two different, missions. The mind is very logistical. You'll come up with a lot of plans. You can do your little SWOT analysis and all of this other stuff because the mind rules your intellect and your logic. You have your reasoning and everything. And so the mind is going to give you, good strategies and everything that you need in order to get out of the things that you're going through. The heart, sometimes, to me, it can easily be deceived. The heart is the area that rules the emotions, and sometimes it's a little harder to see the outcome, or really use that intuition and tap in the spirit, and to be able to see the things that's not really there yet, like your victory, like your success. Because the heart normally it fails when it sees the situation. When it sees the situation, it will respond appropriately with the emotions, and then sometimes we get stuck in our feelings. And it's the same way with the head. Sometimes in our head, in our mind space, we can be going through so much stuff and we get stuck in our head. Is that we're too logistical. We're too we're now we're coming up with plans to get ourselves out instead of depending on our God, instead of depending on source. So each one has challenges of its own. The mind has its challenges and the heart has its challenge. And the way that both of them help each other out is by by using its natural essence, its natural force, in order to get the one out. The emotions is good at getting you from unstuck out of your mind. Whenever you're going through that, and the mind, is logical. Components, is good at getting the heart out whenever you're stuck in your emotions. And so, chanting and charting are things that will really keep you focused on what it is that you're trying to, of what you're trying to manifest. So, my journal, I write a lot of things down. The first page of my journal, we are going through thanks and confessions. So it's everything that I'm thanking God for, and then all of my confessions, all of the things that I want to speak over my life. I'm victorious, I'm wise, I'm prosperous. I'm a warrior, I'm royalty, I'm healthy. These are the things that you really want to chart. And so every morning, you can stay focused and you're just reading off this list, and of course, by all means, you can add things if you want, but this is just giving you a blueprint. It's just like the Lord's Prayer. You don't have to say the Lord's Prayer every time you pray, but it is a strong blueprint of what it is that prayer should be like. Is you give your thanks, you pray to others, and then you pray for yourself. You pray for the kingdom. So it's giving you a good blueprint, and that's the exact same way this is that so. On the days that you're feeling depressed and you really don't know what to say, then read off everything that you already wrote in your book. Everything that you have already charted, then read that, and you'll be able to still stay strong and manifest the things that you want. In here, I have, certain prayers that I use. I got my bay leaves everywhere. I love my bay leaves. Bay leaves have, strong spiritual components, just like your cinnamon. I have my healing crystals all around my cinnamon stick. Both have a lot of spiritual components, healing crystals and cinnamon. And so I like this part of one of the things that I charted in my journal is things that I'm trying to manifest. It's things that I want, and I broke it down into three different categories. I have my career, my love life, and personal development. And so that's going to be the exercise for you guys this week. Is I want you to break it down. To think of three areas that you really want better in your life, that you really want to manifest more things. And I want you to write it down in each category. What do you want your career to look like? What do you want your love life to look like? And what do you want your personal development? Because this is what charting is all about, is writing those things down. This is now like your vision board, that you can always come back to this, that when you meet the love of your life, you can come back to this and say, okay, well, do he or she, meet all of the things that I said? Did God give me everything that I asked for? When you get that job, you can come back and you can say, man, did God answer every last one of my prayers that I had for my career? And then even as you reach all of your milestones in your personal development, you can thank God and say, you know what, I prayed for this. And it helps to keep track of everything that you prayed for, so that you can, you can make yourself more accurate. You can make yourself more effective. You can use this as a good measuring tool of, how long did it take God to do it? What did you do in order for this thing to come to pass? All of these things, that's one of the good things about charting. You want to keep up, with all of that stuff. And then I guess the last thing I'll end with, I keep up with every sign, so in this, on this page, everything that I've been going through, I've kept up with every sign, and every omen. Those are two completely different things. I'll do another video on it later. But so every sign and every omen that have experienced, I'm constantly writing it down. So everything that I've had in a dream, numbers that keep appearing, that I'm keep seeing, every, sounds that I'm constantly hearing, all of those things, I'm keeping it here, in my journal, that when things manifest, I can go back and say, you know what, I had signs and omens that appeared to me before this even manifested. So you can go back and say, oh, so that's what that omen meant. This omen was telling me that this was about to happen, that I'm about to launch into a new course in my life, that I'm about to level up, that I'm about to have a new beginning. That's one of the things, I tell everyone, when you have, visions and dreams and numbers, you need to write it down. And not only do you need to write it down, but do your research. Do your research and find out, search the internet of what do that number mean? What do this sign mean? What do this dream mean? What do this vision mean? Write it down, do your research. And I put everything in here. All of my research that I have found out, about every sign and every omen that I have experienced and seen, I wrote it down in this book. Everything is charted in this book. And so, you want to make sure that you write all of your stuff down. I put my New Year's resolutions in here, with my bay leaf on the side, of course. And I broke my New Year's resolution down of what do I want my friend and family life to look like in 2020? What do I want my career to look like? What do I want my personal, and what do I want my love? And so you want to chart all of this stuff down so that you can keep track of it. And then, of course, now the last thing that I did in my Bible is charting a phrase. It's just like, last week when I said chanting. Last week I was chanting, the blessings of Jacob will rest upon me. One of the numbers that I was keep seeing was 55. I was keep seeing multiples of 5, a lot of numbers. So 5, 10, 15, all of those multiples, but mainly 5 and 55. So when it came to charting, just for 5 days, I wrote, the blessings of Jacob will rest upon me, and I wrote it for 55 times, since I was keep seeing the number 55. And so that's another good exercise to do, is to chart what it is that that you're believing for, what you're asking for, are the things that's constantly appearing. And so this is another good exercise that I think that you guys should try. You know, whatever your chant was for last week, if it's, greater is he that is within me than he that is within the world, if it's, I'm blessed and beautiful, if it's like mine, the blessings of Jacob will rest upon me. The one thing that I want you to do is for 7 days, pick a number and keep writing that chant, over and over and over, whatever number you want to pick. If it's 55, if it's, 25, pick a number that is significant to you, or you can pick a spiritual number that is significant to you, and write it down. Write it down for the next 7 days, and see what manifests in your life. As a matter of fact, I think I said 5. I think I did do this for 7 days. I think I did it for full 7 days. But yeah, charting is just as important as speaking. So you want to make sure that you write your stuff down. You should take your spiritual development extremely serious, because it really is. Take your spiritual development serious, just like you take every other sector, and you will notice that you start manifesting things, soon and fast. It really would be speedily. And so just keep praying, guys. Keep believing. This is my little setup. I love it. And guys, have a great day. If you need me, you already know, hit me up on that Instagram.